Huh? Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I think I'm going a little bit crazy, but could you meet me outside? There's something I really want to show you. Um, yeah. Hey, this way. Okay. Thank you so much for coming. This is my special board. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff, well, a lot of things we want to do. So this is how my brain works, right? I'm trying to figure out how to do all this stuff, and it looks like it's about to be nighttime, of course. Alright, so this is how my brain works, and it might be weird to some, I don't know. But yeah, so these are all things that I want to do, and they all kind of play off of each other, right? So let's look at the first option, right? Food supply. I really need a food supply. I keep going and getting the fish and stuff, but I'd like a more passive way to get food. So if you look at food, you know, there's two good food options, right? So if we go off to the right here, you have golden carrots, and if you go down, you have steak. Well, if I want to get steak, that means I'm going to need a barn, right? And if I get a barn, well, I'm going to need a way to feed the cows, right? So I'm going to need wheat, so I'm going to need a farm for the wheat. Or what if I go with the golden carrots route? Well, if that's the case, I'm going to want to trade with farmers, which means I'm going to need a farm, but I'm also going to need a village breeder and a farm for breeding and trading. Right? Does that make sense? So, like, there's all that to do. And then, you know, what if, you know, I want to go explore that ancient city. So we're going to need wool. This means we need sheep. And then are we going to do a barn? And then we're going to need sheep for breeding, which means we're also going to need a farm for wheat to breed the sheep. Then you also have, you know, what if we had an automatic shearing facility? We're definitely going to want that eventually. So if we do that, then we're going to need quartz, which means we're going to have to go to the nether, which means we're going to have to create another room, which means I really want to create an amethyst farm, but I'm also going to want silk touch because I want to decorate my nether area with amethyst crystals and stuff. I think that'd be fun. Or for the automatic sheep shearing, you know, we're also, well, I guess not or, but also, we're going to need iron for shears, which means we need an iron farm, which means we need a villager breeder. So you can see my dilemma with that. You know, I want to make a mine entrance, do kind of like a lumber mill build, and in that lumber mill, we will store all of the wood types for everything. That'd be great. You know, and then I also want to do a trial chamber, but we have to get a map from a cartographer because I haven't found one yet, which means we have to get a cartographer, which means we need a village breeder, and then we need a building for the cartography class building thingy merbob. Also, there's more on the back. Let's go. Alright, so as you can see, there is more here. Yeah. So these ones are a little bit smaller, but like, you know, I want to get mending, which means we need librarians, which means, once again, villager breeder. I also want to build a bee farm, which means I'm going to have to go to the nether for quartz in order to get silk touch to get the hives. Unless I build my own hives. And you know what else I'm going to need for the bee farm? I'm going to need glass, and lots of it, which means either librarians or a witch farm. I want a sugarcane farm, so I'm going to have to go to the nether for quartz for observers. We're going to make a moss farm. You know, I'd like to do a guardian farm, which means we're going to need water breathing potions. And these are a bunch of random farms that I just kind of like to do, right? Whether skeleton, froglight, zombie, skeleton, spider, witch, zombie piglin, enderman, drowned, and hoglin. And then you know, I also want to make a bamboo farm. That'll be good. And lastly, we need a house for all of the different professions. So armorer, butcher, cartographer, cleric, farmer, mason, librarian, leatherworker, fletcher, fisherman, shepherd, toolsmith, weaponsmith. And there's even more stuff I want to do that's not even up here. Can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I know there's some. Yeah, so there is a lot that I want to do. Does anybody else's brain work like this? Or you're like, well, I want to do one thing, so I have to do 20 things. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna go back to the house and cry. There's too much to do. I'm gonna have ADHD paralysis. I don't even have ADHD. I don't think. I've never been diagnosed. Okay. Ooh, Matt. Hey everybody, welcome back. Kenma here, and welcome to episode 5. So, it's having a little bit of fun with that intro there. But in all reality, yeah, we have this kind of board plan behind us. And my brain really does work like this. Like, there's just something where it says, hey, you want to do this? That means you have to do this. But in order to do that, you have to do this. In order to do that, you have to do this. Which I recently found out is also a real thing in like the corporate world. They call it a pull plan. That's it's kind of weird. Actually, it's really good, but beside the point. I'm weird. That's what I'm trying to say. And let's see here. So this idea kind of came actually from another YouTuber that when I watched their video a while ago. Their YouTuber name is Happy Sock. Hopefully that will be appearing on the screen here for you. So definitely go click on that and check them out. They called it a vision board. I'm just going to call it my plan board. And yeah, so there's like I was explaining, there's a lot of things that I'd really like to do in this world and get done. And there's stuff that isn't even on here. Like one thing, honestly, I thought of was slime. I don't have a slime farm on here. I really want a slime farm. But I think we need to keep it a little bit more basic. So fishing has been great. I actually got some new stuff to show you guys over there. But I would like a better food supply. And that means, once again, going with golden carrots or steak. And the end result for these is like I'm going to need a farm. And even for like sheep and getting wool, farm to breed the sheep. I think there was something else on the back over here. Moss farm. Nope, nothing on the back here really. But or I guess you could say the farmer villager house. We want to do that. But I'm thinking for today's episode, we're gonna build a farm. It's gonna give us a little bit better, a more reliable food source. We'll put it that way. It's gonna give us a more reliable food source, and it's gonna give us an opportunity to farm a bunch of wheat, which we can then use for the packed mud and mud bricks and stuff that I would like to use for like pathing and accents and things like that. So I do think building our farm, we'll be able to check off a few things on this board here with just one build, which is great. And apparently I need to sleep. And let me also show you what we got for fishing. So I did once again fish in between episodes. In here, so once again, fish category is going to be your highest grossing category. We did find some leather boots with no enchantment, so it is considered junk along with the bone and stick. But we did get another Nautilus shell, saddle, name tag, and look at this fishing rod. Luck of the Sea 2, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. We finally got a fishing rod. We fished up a fishing rod that can heal itself. So I'm definitely going to be using this for future in-between streams fishing. The Luck of the Sea 2 is great, gives us more treasure. There is a Luck of the Sea 3, I thought. Or maybe it only goes up to 2. I have to double check that. Then there's also the Lure perk, which we'll have to get a fishing rod that has that. But this will be a great fishing rod in the future to use in between episodes. Once again, it's at 7 durability. Doesn't really matter. It's got mending. So we'll be able to heal it with every cast we do, or assuming we actually catch things. We don't just like cast it into the ground and destroy it that way. So yeah, that's what we've been working on. Oh, and something else I want to show you. So I wasn't sure where to put it, but I had my book, and in between episodes, I made it look pretty. And I wasn't sure where to put it, so I put it up here. Now, originally, honestly, I did have it here, right here next to my bed, underneath this trapdoor. But every time I turned the page, it created a redstone signal, and this would just flop every time I turned the page. And I'm just like, nope, nope, not having that. It's going up here for now because it's the only safe space I can think of at the moment. So we're going to open this. So you can see this is Kenma's Survival World. Here's the seed. I have been putting this seed down in the description for anybody interested if you'd like the look of this seed. I do ask though, no spoilers. I want to find this stuff out on my own. I'm assuming if you are watching me and you take the seed, you've kind of signed the disclosure of you're going to get spoiled by stuff I do. Now, there might be times in the future, when I ask for help looking for something. At that point, you can spoil it, but no spoilers right now. So we did find a large iron vein. I think this one was off camera. We got that marked. Got a couple of amethyst geodes. Our spider spawner. Haven't found any cave spider spawners. Zombie spawner. Skeleton spawner. Don't have a magma cube, abandoned mine shaft. So I added a bunch of things, like the ancient city we've seen, but we haven't gotten close enough to really get like a block for it. We've seen this stuff, but some of the stuff we haven't seen, but I know we're going to. And so I kind of put a page in the book just so it's ready. We also have trial chambers, garden monuments, piglin bastions, nether fortress, strongholds, pillager outposts, which I have to go back to the 2 we found and get those coordinates. I decided, I'm going to put lush caves and dripstone caves on here because a dripstone cave I'm wondering if that would actually be a great place for a drowned farm because of drowned appearing in dripstone caves. And lush caves are good to know because, well, what if we want to go back and get some more axolotls because we don't want to breed with tropical fish all the time. And then, of course, slime chunks. So for now, this is where this book is staying, just because I did think about it. Like, what if I keep all my notes in here, and then I died, and then, that book went into lava or despawned or something? We would lose all that information. I don't think there's a way to copy that book until I sign it, and even then there might not be. Yeah, so we might be making some copies of that book sometime, just to make sure we have that information. Yeah, been harvesting some of the jungle wood, some of the cherry trees. Oh, and we got some friends. I'm taking care of them because I don't want the pigs to accidentally die. Yeah, we have some friends over there. Oh, he saw me. Oh, no, he didn't. Okay. So, with all that said, we next got to find where we're going to build the farmer house that is going to kind of house the farmers and be kind of the starting point for the farm. I am thinking actually right up here. I do kind of like this spot right up here. Then, there's even going to be like a small personal farm for the farmers because the farmers, since they are collecting the carrots and or potatoes, depending on how I set it up, they're also going to be the villager breeder. So we'll kind of be tackling two jobs with one with this build. Now we're going to focus on the farmhouse and the actual farm landscape. The villager breeder will come back and make it look nice and working later. But, it'll be there. We still want to kind of plan for it. And eventually we got to get some zombie villagers because I am not dragging villagers from the 2 villages we found. They're too far away, and I'm not doing that. We are doing zombie villagers. So, if everything goes according to plan, this episode will be a farm. The next one will be the barn, so we can actually get those animals in proper pens. The episode after that is probably... Bye. Did they despawn that? No? Okay. The episode after the barn So if this is a farm and then the barn, then we'll probably go to the nether, because I'm really missing my redstone. I really want to make some redstone farms. I need it. I need it bad. Okay, so it's a little bit of housekeeping we're gonna have to do. So step one, I don't want my stuff to burn down, so we are going to get rid of all this lava down here. Now we have the dripstone over there with the cauldron, so we have lava renewable lava, so I don't feel bad about getting rid of this. And I will say, in the future, when we go to build our nether portal, if we still don't have diamonds by then, there's a very good chance we are going to use the speedrun strat where we... Well, I guess it wouldn't be a speedrun strat, but we will literally just take buckets of lava from the lava pool that's over there, put it where we want it in that tower section that we still have to build, and we can light that and go with that, right? So, didn't lose anything by converting this into lava, just protecting our build. Alright, so next, I'm thinking I do actually want to lower this a little bit. We don't want just 3 random blocks. So we're definitely getting rid of that layer and this layer. Do I want to get rid of one more layer? I think that might be nice. But I'm not going to do it in the normal way. I'm going to do it with moss. Let's go ahead and get some bone meal going. Because I want to use more moss in the future, what we're going to do is we're just going to plop that right there. Bone meal. And now we got some moss. Then we're just going to keep doing this. So there we go, we're getting some azalea trees. And just keep going. And as you probably might have been able to check, even if I sped that up, if there was already grass on top of it, it looked like the moss block did not get converted, so just something to keep in mind. Let's go to sleep, because it's always nighttime. And now we get to take this all down. Except I am going to make myself a hoe, because that is the best tool for removing moss. So you can see that the dirt blocks that were left were ones that either had something on it, like a full block, or the grass here. So moss will not change the surrounding terrain if something is on top of it. It's just a nice little thing to know. But I'm probably going to be using this moss method as much as I can, just so I can collect the moss, because we're definitely going to want it. I'm going to want it for some mossy cobblestones, some mossy bricks. I'm going to want it for texturing, for landscaping. So anytime I need to take something down for the moment, until we build a moss farm, I'm going to be using moss. So this is looking pretty good. I do think I'm going to go down one more level, though. Yeah, okay. So, just going to go ahead and turn all this into bone meal, and I'll see you guys back here when I'm done. Alright, so we're back, and as you can see, this is how much moss and azaleas and flowering azaleas, moss carpet, and all that we were able to collect just by taking off 3 layers of that one section. Now, if you consider the 3 blocks, the grass that were on top, as 1 layer. But yeah, we only went down 3. We could possibly go down 1 more if we Didn't want to keep jumping up, but I think this is good for now. This is a good starting point. And so the next course of action is I want to build a little house here. Now this house is going to house 2 farmers. So similar to the setup over there, we're going to have a mechanism so when they get put in, they won't be able to come out. So we won't have like the whatchamacallit. No, actually we will. Yeah, so we'll have the door, we'll have the trapdoor, and then we'll have this block here, this trapdoor up here that they won't be able to get out, so they can't leave their house. But you know, I still want them kind of free roaming, but they still need to be kind of wrangled so they don't accidentally go out and die or take a different workstation or something if I'm not ready to turn them into farmer villagers yet. Yeah, so we're going to be building, you know, that little entrance like that here. So then we're also going to be building like an actual like little house, like give them a little kitchen area, give them, you know, a bedroom, and I do want them to have a door that they can go outside on, and then that will be like a fenced off area. So earlier you heard me talking about building like a villager breeder, which I kind of want to build into this mountain area here. And so they'll have like a little fence that goes out and into like a field where they can harvest probably carrots, and they can breed. The villagers can breed as they want, and we'll have a little cubby in the mountain here that the baby villagers will run into because they see a bed and they'll want to jump on it. Now, the plan isn't foolproof, right? Villagers are annoying and they do what they want, but that's what we're going to try. If it ends up not working out in the future, we will build a more confined villager breeder, but for now, I really like this idea. So next step is to figure out the palette, which is going to be very similar to the palette over there. Some slight differences though that I would like to do. And we are going to build our house here. So I'm going to go collect some resources. We're going to get those together. I'm going to probably go into creative and do a little test build. And yeah, let's get some materials to build a farm. And they're still there. When do they despawn? No clue. The other ones are gone though. Like they went up the mountain. Alright. Resource time. Hey everyone, how you all doing? Okay, so we are back from gathering resources. I grabbed quite a bit. You got this double chest practically full. Now there's a lot of things we're probably not going to use entirely, like andesite walls and all of these slabs, but they were left over from the last project, or from the spawn point project over there. So we're gonna just kind of keep these on hand in case we need them. Hopefully this is enough birchwood. Hopefully this is enough wood, period. I'm still not sure how I want to do the roof, if I'm going to make it like pure dark oak, or if I'm going to introduce some copper like we did over there. But I think having a slight cobblestone base and the birch walls will be enough to kind of pull these two together and make them feel like they are in the same place. Hello, rain. It might even be so it might even be nighttime soon, so maybe the rain will go away soonish when we sleep. Yeah, I think we're ready to start building our house. So I'm gonna go to the foundation with you, and I built it a little bit in a creative test world. Now what I'm thinking is, so I kind of want to keep the same entrance style that we have over there, so that way we don't have to worry about villagers getting out of their building. Like I want to keep them kind of inside here. And you know, let's wait for the rain. I'll be right back. Alright, so as I was saying, I do want to keep it the entrance similar to that one over there. So I don't know how far back I want to go. I think we'll just start right here and work with whatever we do. So we are going to start, let's go right here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll have our door, our pressure plate, trap door. I want to come out. Remember. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I got a nice little 3x3 kind of entrance section here. And then I'm going to kind of start going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this will be a 5x5 kind of kitchen area, kind of like what we did over there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I want to go 7. And this will be the bedroom area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there will be a wall here. And from here, I actually did a kind of diagonal wall. Why? I don't know. Just so everything wasn't squares, I guess. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. Then this just kind of came all the way across. So we'll take this out. Alright, I'll be right back. I just want to double check that wall length that I did in creative. Alright, I'm back. Now let me see. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually need to go one more. 7. Take this back out. So the way I like to build my buildings is usually with like I like to think of everything as kind of a map, a tile map, and you're just putting things together like this 3x3 that includes the walls, right? The 3x3 section here for an entrance. You got your little like mud room here that you can use, and then usually do like a 5x5, or I do. I usually do like a 5x5 for like a kitchen area because I think it's just got the right dimensions. Anywhere from a 3x3 to a 7x7 for a bedroom area. I'm doing 6x6 here because we're going to have 2 villagers in this place. The wall, like I said, the wall here was just kind of to break it up a little bit, make it so that way we're not 100% doing a square box, even though, let's be real, most houses we see nowadays are very square or boxy-like. And then we're going to kind of be building some fences around here. Yeah. So this is kind of the base structure. So I'm going to go ahead and build this house here. I'll see you guys after the time lapse. Enjoy! All right, we are back. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I had fun building, even though it was all built in one go. Now, there is something I forgot to mention. While we were collecting resources, I did die. You may have noticed that in the last clip before the time lapse that my levels have kind of dropped off. I went from, I believe, like 35. Now I'm at 14. It's sad. I was collecting birch wood out in a birch forest and way in the back behind me, and well, a pillager patrol came up on me, and I think one of them had an enchanted crossbow that had pierce because my shield was not doing anything, and they got me. Oh well. And another thing that I'd like to kind of bring up to you guys is while I was getting stuff ready for this, I was chopping wood over here, and I started to hear some zombie villager noises. So I went down here to take a look. And so down here, I managed to snag a zombie villager next to another zombie spawner. So if we go ahead and go F3, this spawner is at 4795 minus 148. So this seed just seems to have so many spawners so close to the surface, it's kind of insane. But this, ouch, that wasn't very nice. But this villager here, or zombie villager, once we pacify them and turn them back into a normal villager, they will probably be one of the two farmers who will be living in that house that we just built. Without further ado, let's go take a look at that house. Now there's still detailing to be done, but I thought I'd show it to you guys now, and I'll do the detailing in between episodes. But get ready for it, and bam! Oh, that wasn't a huge reveal. Okay, there. And here it is. So the house is a little bit big because, well, I don't want my villagers getting stuck on things. I want them to be more or less free roaming, right? Like, I know they can't get out here from the entrance, but I still want them to be able to walk around and do what they need to do. You know, they can go out here and do the actual farming tasks that I want them to do. So let's go through the house real quick. So as you can see, we have our little entranceway here. We got I think I might actually switch this out to dark oak planks as well, because I like the idea of it being kind of like a muddy area, right? They're tracking in mud and dirt, and so that these floorboards are starting to change. I did the same thing back here, you can see. We have the lovely kitchen once again. Gotta have the cake, and the pot, and the sunflower. So they've got a couple of pots and barrels, not that they're going to use any of that stuff. I thought it'd be fun to have a little cauldron here, like a wash basin, a little window to look outside as they lament being trapped in here forever. I've got a barrel, a little table. Now, I did give them a little table and a couple of chairs. Obviously, these are just slabs with, trap doors. But I thought it looked pretty nice here. Give them a little bit more of a kind of family household vibe here. And that tree, I'm waiting for that tree to turn. Just grow up already. It'll be fine. And well, I'll do a little landscaping out here. But like I said, that will probably all be in between episodes. So you come back here, under the steps, a little bit of storage. Some bookshelves, a lantern. Now this, you know how people sometimes have like, why is that one like that and that one's not? I might have to change that. Anyways, you know how some people have those hanging beads, or like the, not a real door, but just kind of in some type of hanging item that's their doorway? Yeah, I tried to do that with the hanging signs. I thought, well, let's do pink, and we'll bring in allium and cherry blossoms, have some kind of pink reference here. Maybe even, actually might be a good idea to dye the beds too, now that I think about it. But I decided to do this way because you can walk through it, and this way my villagers won't get stuck. Like, it won't be a 1-by-1. You won't see them fighting, trying to get in. Right. So they'll have a 2-by-2, and they can both just walk in, go to bed, and stare at a creepy picture of themselves, or their parents, or whoever this is supposed to be. Yeah. And once again, we do have an upstairs that I'm not quite sure what to do with, but I thought it'd be nice to kind of, give these guys some hobbies, like maybe put a loom or something up here. But yeah, I'm trying to do something different, because I will admit, typically in my worlds, I will just build a giant villager trading hall, and everybody's locked up in stalls and nobody moves. I want my village and my villagers to be a little bit more free roaming. Now I don't want them to be so free that they decide, oh, I'm leaving the house and I'm gonna go take a bed over in like the Mason Smith's building or something. I don't want them going that far. So we are trapping them inside the house, but at least give them a little bit of a yard to go out and either work in or play in. So that's my idea. I also want to show you, so once again, I'm going to texture this a little bit more off camera. It's just getting kind of close to when I want to release this episode, and I'd rather get this out to you guys with what I have. And I was thinking about doing the composters up here and putting a fence post right there, but I don't think villagers can use it if it's at their head height. I think it has to be at their feet or lower, or their waist or lower. So that is why I have the composter on the bottom here. It also means that they can't jump on it and then destroy the crops around it. But the idea is that I'd get my 2 farmer villagers, and they would hopefully find a way to pair with one of these 3 composters here. So they'll always be out here working. We've got carrots growing for them. This is going to be just carrots back here, because these guys are going to be the villager breeders. So I don't want to do wheat, because then you have to worry about wheat seeds, and I don't want to do potatoes, because then you have to worry about poison potatoes. Carrots, that's all they need. It's carrots. So I'm going to kind of spread these out, do some decorating, and you can see there's this path here. This is a path that'll lead into the mountain here, and that is where the villager breeder is actually going to be stored. Now, because we don't have the villagers here and ready, I'm not going to work on that. That'll be a future episode, but we're laying the groundwork for it. And let's go outside to this other area over here. Once again, they will have a cherry tree in front of their house once it grows up. You might have to bone meal it. Like to add a small pond and stuff too. We're going to detail this out here. I did end up removing 1 layer of the roof all the way around. It was just hanging way too low. So I did end up getting rid of that. And I thought, what if they had their house and then they had like they did like a little makeshift shed over here, right? So in here, see it's all dirty, dark wood. And this is where we're going to store all of our crops. So we'll have wheat seeds, we'll have wheat, we'll have hay bales, right? Everything that we can store that relates to the farming trade, I want in here. So this will be my little storage area. Let's go sleep. But my thought was like, well, what if this was something that was kind of added on later? Then you've got like the birch up there, so it doesn't really make sense, but it didn't make sense with having just spruce up there, so just going to deal with it. And we also, what if they added on this little shack area, right? So down here, I do want to texture this, right? We're going to have some hay bales down here, maybe a couple of barrels. But this is going to be, I wanted to cover up the hoppers. I wanted to spruce up the look. Get it? Get it? Because spruce trapdoors. Okay. Yeah, moving on. So I wanted to make an automatic composter, because when we make all the fields with all the crops and everything, we're going to have a lot of leftover seeds and stuff over time. So we might as well have a simple way to get bone meal until we make like a moss farm or a skeleton spawner or something. This will kind of be our simpler way of getting bone meal. Then we'll do some more texturing, and in the time lapse you saw, I did have to extend this grass out. So we are going to terraform this a little bit, and we're going to want to do that anyways, so we can have some nice wide spreading fields. Like, these fields are going to be big because I want a lot of crops, I want a lot of wheat, and that way we can do a lot of training and have a lot of food. Now, we are getting towards the, I don't know, like 40-minute marker, if not past that by now. So, I just want to say, I think I'm going to cut this episode here. So I'm trying to get my episodes closer to 30 minutes. As much as I like long episodes, I also understand that short episodes can be good because it's easier to consume shorter episodes at the time. Not everybody always has an hour to give to watching YouTube, and if they do, they got a bunch of stuff that a bunch of other people they're subscribed to and looking at. So I'm gonna try to make some shorter episodes. Now, with that being said, let me know in the comments if you want me to start the next episode with the fields, or if you just want to see me doing like a quick time lapse of it. If you're like, nah, we've seen other people do fields, move on with your next build and just do the fields in between and do a time lapse for us. That'll be good enough. So if you guys don't mind letting me know that, I'm gonna do some texturing, gonna make some fields, and yeah, I think that's all I've got. So I hope you guys all find something to smile about today. Until next time, peace out. Alright, we got another building done. Definitely gonna have to fireproof this though. We gotta think about using some lightning rods somewhere in between these two buildings. Fire spread is on and I don't want them burning down. Peace.